night. I am Batman.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
On hat. Wax off.
I know Kung Fu. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
They're here.
Warriors, come out to play.
I ate his liver.
What we call drug assembly, Full Street Baptist Church, we call us sin.
Well, around here, between Normandy and Weston, we call this here a little twin. Wow. Nigga.
Why so serious?
Welcome back to the Why So Serious podcast. I am your host, Brandon, and we got Devin and Mike back with us. And today we have a guest on. We got on Blerd Vision from the BlerdComixed podcast. What's good, Brand?
What's cracking, man?
So everybody's been listening. I've heard Charmaine on the show many, many times, and this is Charmaine's co-host on the BlerdComixed podcast. So
yeah, man.
How long have you been doing the show?
I mean, we've been doing the show, I would say, about 3-4 months. I did a podcast a long time ago called Blerd Vision News Hour. I had told her about, but I only been doing the show about 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months, I think. Yeah.
So how's it been? Been getting a lot of your nerd talk out?
Yeah, I'm real talkative, so I mean, I need to get some of this out, so I don't, say, hey, talk to my, my 9-year-old and say, hey, come here, I need to talk to you about some Blerd shit, so I do still do that, but I have a good outlet every week to get all my Blerd stuff out, so.
Good. So we're excited to have you on. It's been a while, a long time coming. I just met Charmaine in person for the first time this weekend. That was cool as shit.
Yeah, I saw that.
So that was real dope. So we're happy to have you here. By the way, before we get started, let me tell you something. I'm going to have to do, Devin, I don't know if you saw this on Blerd Vision. I know Mike doesn't see this because he's oblivious. But I just watched the Abducted in Plain Sight on Netflix. And I feel like I need to talk about that with someone, like multiple people.
All I would say is that the title was not right. It literally should have been like, we gave our daughter this guy.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
I watched some of it.
Oh, good.
Oh, I know what this is. I didn't watch it because that stuff's depressing. But
Yeah, like when you can get the backstory of it, and like I'm one episode into it, and I was like, yeah.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah,
it's documentary.
All right, see, that's depressing. I don't watch that. I walked in on my roommate watching the not the Zac Efron one, but like the actual documentary about his name escapes me.
Ted Bundy.
The shit was depressing. I was like, we need to watch some Brooklyn Nine-Nine after this because I can't.
No, documentaries are great. Have you seen the Blerd Vision? Is he there? Maybe we lost him. Oh, looks like oh, no, he's there. I can't hear him.
I'm good. I'm still there.
Oh, you good? Have you seen Abducted in Plain Sight?
I'm good.
You good on not seeing Abducted in Plain Sight? Or you good?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I don't think you can hear us.
I can hear you for a second, and then it was kind of in and out for a second, and then I heard some Ted Bundy, and then it went out again. I should be good now.
Is it good now?
That's
terrifying. My internet was kind of.
It's terrifying. Imagine talking about a dead serial killer and your stuff's going in and out.
Yeah, so Blerd Vision, did you see Abducted in Plain Sight?
I did not, but I'm not feeling that types of shit though. Say again.
I agree.
Yeah, I think you're on the delay.
Too depressing.
It's not even. I mean, it's depressing in a little bit, but when you watch it, it's one of those things. It's not like, okay, some documentaries you'll watch and you'll be like, oh my God, that's so sad, that's so terrible. Like, how could this ever happen? This person's horrible. And you say that in here, but at least for me and for other people that I never talk about it, the majority of it is you're just in shock because you cannot believe how stupid the parents are. Like, just utter, like like I'm not trying to spoil it for anybody, but like at one point, like
it's so good though.
It's so absurd. Like it's so absurd. Like at one point, the girl gets they don't tell you this, but the girl gets abducted twice. Yes. How do you get abducted twice? She got abducted for 20 days. They got her back, took her to Mexico, married her, brought her back, and she got abducted by the same dude again, who's his neighbor. After the daughter got abducted the first time and brought back, the daughter's mother went and had sex with the dude that abducted his daughter and raped her.
Wow.
That's not it. That's not it.
Oh yeah,
don't stop there.
No, it doesn't stop there. The dad of the daughter that raped her also gave him a hand job in the car.
Wow.
It's fucking wild. It's the wildest shit. Like you
can't make that shit up.
It's still sad, but it's fucking wild when you watch it. And I'm just sitting here. I've never said nigga so many times watching the TV screen.
But it's funny because I was gonna say, let me ask you something. Was it some white folks?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Montana, Idaho, white folks.
It was implied. But some of my halves, there's half of me that out there is just like, I don't know, man.
No. It's the whitest of white folks. I'm talking about.
Okay.
No. I'm talking about LDS Mormon Idaho white folks in the 70s.
Alabaster. The Alabasters is in the building.
Lily white.
Yes.
Okay.
Like as white as you can be. But yeah, Ray wants to. I mean, not Ray. Reese wants to come. She's gonna be so mad again. It's too many R's that I fuck with. But Reese was on the Twitter talking about it, so I'm gonna see if she wants to come on and some other people to talk about. I just need to talk about that with somebody because it was incredible. All right. So one of the things we do to start off every show is to talk about what we did nerdy over the past week. So Blerd Vision, what have you done nerdy? Like you watched anything, read any new books, anything outside of that nerdy?
Yeah, man. I went and I'm revisiting the Dark Tower series again. So I sometimes I'll feel like I miss those characters. You know what I'm saying? And so I started reading the Marvel has some actual comic books of the Dark Tower series, and so I started reading those, and then so I started listening to the books again. So I think it's probably the nerdiest of the things that I've done this week.
Sidebar. So like that's the thing with Idris Elba, right? That's the thing he was in, right?
Yes. It has zero to do with that. Like,
okay.
For some reason they put Idris in there, and I'm cool with Idris, and I know Brandon. I know you only see him as Stringer Bell, but yes. I mean, have you seen Luther?
Really good.
No, I haven't seen Luther. Hold on,
really
is Luther the one? Hold on, I saw something on the TV passing where he was like in like this cold weather place.
Yeah, he's in London.
Is that it? No, is that it?
He's a detective.
He's a detective. That's a good show. So you'll see him in
the show.
Yeah,
so is he a good guy in that show, or is he a bad guy?
He toes the line. He toes the line.
Yeah, exactly. But in Dark Tower, it's an old gunslinger white dude, kind of like in my mind, it kind of a Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Okay.
What's the dude that was on No Country for Old Men?
Oh shit, I don't know that dude's name.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh.
You're talking about what is his name?
Oh, you're talking
about Josh Brolin.
No, Josh Brolin wasn't.
Well, not Josh Brolin, but I mean, I could see him as now that I see him as I saw him as Thanos. I think you can see him as that. But it's that type of white dude, and he's a gunslinger, and it's like way in the future where the world has died, and there's these guys that are gunslingers. So I don't know why they try to just like put Idris in as this guy, but it just doesn't work because in the book there's this group that he gets, and he goes back in time into like New York. He goes back in time into like segregated, South, and he goes back in time and gets this junkie from like the 70s, right? And the black girl that he gets from the segregated South hates him. He she has a split personality, and she calls him, like honky and cracker and all this stuff. And it's weird that they try to put Edris as the gunslinger when in the book it have like a weird dynamic. At the end of the book, I mean, they start like they come together and they're like a real cool ass crew and shit. But so I mean, it's sometimes just the dynamic that they had. It's a really good book series. I like Stephen King. That's just my thing. And then so I started getting back into that. So
they're making another one of his books, a movie. What was that I just saw? That people are like really scared about.
Pet Sematary.
Yeah, Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The old Pet Sematary is crazy.
So
go watch that.
With the movie.
Yeah, there's an older movie that back in the day. Yeah, and this is a remake, really, kind of. But it's more connected to the book.
Did you watch it? Did you like it?
I did like it. I read the I read the book. I read it's a long ass book, and that's why they do it in two parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're kind of back and forth. You get the older kids when they're coming back to kill it again, and then you go back. And so the movie that we saw was really the kids part where they go back and they tell the backstory, and then the next installment, chapter 2, is going to be when they're old and they have to come back and kill them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that comes out this year. Yeah, September.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Devin, what about you?
Nothing. You
didn't watch no Netflix?
I watched some Grownish. I watched some anime, but that's it, man. Just I'm reading this iPad right now. Just studying. I'll be over on Friday, and I'll be flying these friendly skies. So I'm just waiting for that.
Well, yeah, Devin's almost done flight attendant training, so he's gonna be out here. Dotting and bopping.
Them planes is definitely gonna be on my bio. Definitely.
Mike, what about you?
It's been so long since I've been here.
Yeah,
since we've
your
been
fucking
here.
fault. You're supposed to be the main co-host.
I missed one episode. The rest of it was because of you.
No.
Because of you.
Let's not bring up old shit.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I watched that. I didn't realize that they made another animated movie. I watched all the new DC animated movies because they're not bad.
I heard they were good. The Reign of Superman and Death of Superman, I heard they were good.
Yeah, but I actually missed one, and I feel like there was no. I saw promotion for Reign of Superman and Death of Superman. I didn't see promotion at all for apparently Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. So I watched that today, but I watched the other two before, and all three of them were really good. Suicide Squad was rated R, so it was like real, up to it was adult.
Is that on the DC app? Is that on the DC app? What is that on?
No, it's not actually, which pisses me off because I pay for it and half of their shit isn't on there.
Wow.
I watched Reign of Superman and Death of Superman on there. That's on there, but they don't have all of them. They should have everything. Their live action movies and all their animated stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're still.
Has a lot of work to do, especially when it comes to comic books.
Yes.
I mean, you would think that they would put that on there, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
I feel like they will. I don't know what I feel because that was on. You know what's weird? Suicide Squad: Hell to Pay. It was on Hulu. You could just watch it for free on Hulu.
Well, maybe they made a deal with Hulu. That's probably why.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like some of their content is spread out, and you can't get it yet because all the other animated movies are there. Justice League, War, Son of Batman.
Yeah, you don't need to go through all of them, Mike.
Yeah, they're all there. Not that one. Not that one.
Have you read any comic books on your travels across the world?
Nah, I've just been traveling the world.
How was your dangerous dive in the Cayman Islands?
I fell. I'm obsessed with it. I can't stop. I'm going again on Thursday.
Don't stop. Bad boy.
Did you see any dangerous fish?
I swam with some stingrays and I pet them and I fed them. I saw a bunch of barracuda. I'll be swimming with sharks on Saturday in Belize. It was terrifying.
You got to put the planes in your bio. Fuck me. Like, yo, get out of here.
I got to what?
You got to put the planes in your bio, yo. You went to Bermuda, Grand Cayman, and now you're going to Belize. Come on, man. Like, you the real star, yo.
Well, I like this so much that I want to be a master level, and then I want to be an instructor. And it's so rewarding. It feels so good. I don't know. I can't explain. Although I'm terrified of sharks, so I outfitted my gear with a noisemaker that's supposed to be used to signal humans, but I made some modifications, and it's so loud right now that probably it'll scare anything away. So that's my new plan. I'm terrified of sharks.
Mike, this is why you can't miss shows, yo. This is the whitest shit ever,
So
yo.
white.
I'm gonna embrace
so
this time. I'm half Arab. It's okay.
Oh man.
That trumps all the nerdy shit that we could have done all year.
I know, right? Every
You
week.
modified shit.
Every
I
week.
studied computer science, even though there was no real computer stuff involved in that. I just.
Oh,
That's
man.
Hey,
tight.
I'm not gonna be eaten by a shark. All right, I'm gonna.
Oh, first of all, we don't fault you because I mean we wouldn't be down there. You know?
Oh,
Steve, I'm gonna go down there. I decided if I'm gonna go down there, I'm
Bring
only
some
gonna
noise
die
makers.
if I'm not gonna die from anything in my control, right? I'm not gonna die because of failed equipment. I'm not gonna die because I don't know what I'm doing. It's got to be because of a shark, right? Well, now that's also in my control because I'm gonna deafen that thing.
Because you got fucking noisemakers underwater.
Oh, this thing is not a noisemaker anymore. It's a sound grenade.
Oh shit! See again, you took it. Yeah, you got it, Mike.
another level.
Yeah,
Yeah, I read that they're very sensitive to high frequency.
Brandon, please take away because Mike is out here really getting this shit really nerdy out here.
I know, like Mike just.
Because all I know is just poke it in the eye, and I learned that from Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the last thing I brought underwater?
The trident, yes, sir.
Yes,
brought
I
my
saw the
Alpha
picture of
Man
your trident.
water.
Yes.
It was awesome. I don't care
Um,
if it's the whitest thing I've ever done.
Okay. All right. Shut the
It's
fuck
definitely
up, Mike.
nerdy. It's not even white. That's just nerdy shit.
I started catching up with some comic books again since I'm settled here in California. I caught up on Heroes in Crisis, and I think Psycho Pirate did it, but we'll see who killed all those heroes in the book.
Damn.
That's interesting. Well, what else I started reading? I started reading Green Lantern, Miles Morales, all good books. But yeah, I got to get back on my comic reading. I've been playing this new video game, Apex Legends. I suck at all those games. It is good, but I suck at all those types of games.
Is it free?
Yeah, it is free. It is free.
Oh, I'll play with you. Where do I get it at?
You just download it. It's EA. I'm
Oh,
gonna talk to you
on Origin?
after the show about some games. Also, I caught up. I'm caught up on all the CW shows. I'm loving them so far. The Gifted, I cannot wait. It's been on break for a couple weeks. I cannot wait.
I thought that's the season finale. I said episode 13 though.
No, that's not the season finale. There's
How many episodes they get this year?
I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Let me double check. There's
Did
no way
anyone
that's
watch-
the season finale. Yeah, it's more.
Bruh.
It comes back. Episode 14 was this week. Last week? I didn't see last week's episode.
Did
Yo.
anyone watch Legion at all? Are we still doing that one day?
We need to catch up on Legion. Mike, stop interrupting me. I'm talking. You're fucking up my nerdy segment.
I mean,
Yeah,
He is the
Calamity. No, it comes back tomorrow. Yeah, Calamity
Okay.
is tomorrow, and then Monsters. So they're getting 16 episodes. Looks like. So,
okay.
But yeah, listen. We're gonna have a whole podcast on this, and Reese is definitely gonna come on and talk about this. I'm making sure she comes on because I listen to her show on this every week. But this fucking show, Devin. When's the last episode of Gifted you saw?
13.
Oh, so you're all caught up. Did
Yeah.
you see fucking Jace? He's gone. That motherfucker let the fucking white cop pull the I
Yo,
shot
no,
him in
that shit hurt my heart.
self-defense
I
shit,
didn't want to like.
and then
yeah,
lied to the black woman cop about it. Yo, and that black
that shit
dude was
hurt my
like, he's like, why are you running from the purifiers? And the black dude was like, nigga, your grandfather ain't have an excuse to run for the KKK. Yo, Jace Turner's gone, yo. There's no coming back from him. He's done.
That shit hurt my heart.
He's done.
It's Black History Month too, so I had to watch that shit. I was like, yikes.
He's done. You watched
They
The
killed
Gifted, Blerd Vision?
I don't, man. I mean, I've been wanting to, but I get. So I start taping shows the first season, and then I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna tape it, because if then they cancel it, I'll just delete the whole shit, right? Then they didn't cancel, they brought it back, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna watch them, and then you get like 28 deep, and then you're like, fuck, I can't sit and watch that all weekend because I got kids and shit. They gotta eat, so then I'm just like, fuck it.
Listen.
I'll at some point I will binge it though.
It is the best live action adaptation of X-Men there's ever been. And it's not even close. It's incredible.
I've heard you guys.
They go full on, like, allegory for like LGBTQ, race, all that, like full on allegory with that, no hiding it, and it's really fucking
It's
great.
great, yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait for that to come back tomorrow. I'm fiending for The Gifted. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. starts back this summer, so I'm just ready for that. A lot of people are going back to rewatch Game of Thrones to get prepped for the final season in April.
Shout out to Stephanie.
So we'll see about that, what we're going to do with that. And we got to watch our stupid, shitty movie for the month coming up soon. Movies, plural. This month is Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So, which wasn't my idea. So don't blame me. My idea was just Street Fighter. I did not.
Man was like, you know what we should do?
Yeah, that was. She's gonna deny it. That was her this time. And
it was definitely her. I listened.
Yes,
I listened.
That was her. So us doing both of those is on her.
She loves to try to find a versus with, you know what I mean. So like you put two things against each other. I you know, it's cool. That's her thing.
She's a hard-working woman. That's what she is. That hustle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get into this week in Twitter. This is a fairly new segment, but this is where we talk about stuff that was popular on the Twitter machine, because I'm always on the Twitter machine. And sometimes this gets out of nerd talk. And it's interesting for me to see if Mike's aware of these topics, because he's so oblivious to the world sometimes. So is this like the year of blackface? Like, is this just what everyone is doing now? Is that like what's going on with this blackface shit?
The shit about it is these people are volunteering this fucking nation now. That's what I can't get over. Like, what?
So for those of you who don't know, Ralph Northam, some right wing. So it's so many layers to this, but so there's this super right wing fucking outlet that's trying to get rid of all the Democrats in Virginia, and so they released a photo from Ralph Northam's yearbook of like a dude in blackface standing next to a dude in the KKK hat, and so he had to come out and address it, and he says, "That's not me in that picture, but I did put some shoe polish on my face to be Michael Jackson in a dance contest." I said, "What is wrong with you?" And then his deputy, his lieutenant governor, he's in some shit too, because he's got 2 credible sexual assault allegations against him, and he's a black dude. And then the third dude in line, the attorney general of Virginia, goes, "Oh yeah, just to let y'all know, I was in blackface too." I'm like, how many people in Virginia in blackface? Then there was 12 other instances in that yearbook in blackface. There was some other Virginia person in blackface. I saw there's a congressperson in Florida that's in blackface. Joy from the fucking View, there's some pictures that turned up of her in blackface from like a party some years ago. I'm just like, what is going on in Black History Month?
I really don't. I don't get it. I mean, there's even a school. There was a school, I think it was in the UK, that did a whole. They were reading a poem about masks, and the mask that they gave them was straight up, just the most. Yeah, it was just. It was. Yeah, the sandbar. I was like, wow. And they said that I mean, they could have had them all make their own mask. You know what I'm saying? But no, they were like, fuck it, let's go straight all the way bad.
Yeah, but then, what was it? Gucci and Prada had to take stuff off their website because they were blackface.
They was tripping. They was tripping.
Like, what the hell is going on?
Mike, are you aware of any of this stuff happening?
Yes, I heard about the governor, and I heard about Liam. I heard about something with Liam Neeson.
We're going to talk about that. So that leads us to the next part.
Next part.
So,
I got a question, Brandon. Is Liam Neeson worse than Mel Gibson saying "pack of niggas"?
No, Liam Neeson's not worse. No. And go ahead, Blerd Vision.
I don't know, because my thing is that look, I listen. He grew up in fucking deep Ireland, where it was not like you. I mean, how many niggas you know in Ireland? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can understand where he's coming from, right? But when he retold the story, he could have just glossed it at least a little bit.
Or he could have said nothing.
He could have not said anything.
I mean, he's got a movie coming out. What is with these people taking their movies? First it was Kevin Hart taking his movie. Then it was
first it was Kevin Spacey. First,
I'm
don't
talking
you
about
ever
in the
go
last
Hall of
couple
Famer.
months. I'm just talking about in the last month or so. Then it was Taraji P. Henson defending R. Kelly right before her movie came out, just like volunteering that shit. And now this dude. But
I know these journalists. These journalists probably think that they hit the spot. Like, oh shit.
They are loving it. So Liam Neeson was doing a promotion for his movie, and he tells a story about like how it was his sister or a really close friend of his. I can't remember, but apparently they were allegedly raped by a black person, and so he said for weeks I just walked around looking to kill a black person, and he said I wanted to kill a black bastard.
That's the thing. He could have said black person, and I would have been like, okay. And then when he said, I felt bad, and then I went to the priest, I would have been like, all right, cool. But the motherfucker said black bastard. Like, you still got a little something in there.
And so my man Rod said this perfectly. He was like, how come it doesn't ever work both ways? He's like, how come white people, a black person does one thing bad, and then they're mad at all black people? But it's never like a black person like... a black person helped your wife out when her car got pulled over, so you just went around like giving black people money, or like, it never works. That's what he says. It's like it never works both ways. It's always like a black person does something bad, so all them niggas is bad, all of them. And and here's the thing: there's a level of this that's legitimate. So there's a level of people say they want white people to talk about their racist feelings and get them out in the open and how they've dealt with them, and that's one thing. But it's another thing for you to not act like that shit doesn't piss you off. Like I heard Trevor Noah talking about this, and he was like, everybody's talking about how quick it is to forgive Liam Neeson or how we should understand where he's coming from. And he was like, can you imagine being a black person and hearing like this white man was just out there hunting for black people when you actually see like white people out here hunting for black people? Coffee, shut up. Hunting for black people. So, that was wild. And that was, and then the interesting thing about that was the people who defended Liam Neeson that were like black. Like I saw D.L. Hughley defend Liam Neeson, and I'm like, you're the same dude that like was just talking shit about Terry Crews. So you have more fucking compassion and empathy for Liam Neeson, a white dude who was like, I'm going to be racist towards all black people, as opposed to a dude that was sexually assaulted by somebody who's clearly more powerful than him because he has muscles. Like it's just stupid.
That's just a problem.
And then the third thing is, so are we just going to repeat 2016 all over again with this Democratic primary? Like, is that just what we're going to do? Are we going to spend all this time tearing everyone to shreds and then sit out the election because your person didn't make it only for Trump to win again? Like, is that what we're doing? Bernie Sanders comes out and does a goddamn he does his own State of the Union response after Stacey Abrams for who asked for that.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
He did.
He did do that. Yes, on Facebook Live.
Because she killed that shit. Like, how? Why would you even want to? Why would you want to follow that?
Because he's Bernie Sanders. Oh, here's the thing with Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris has some things that you may need to ask her questions about. But when you go and read, like, Uncle Luke write about him or fucking all the Hotep people like Umar Johnson and quote-unquote Dr. Umar Johnson.
That nigga.
They're all talking. One dude was like, she married that white man so she can get ahead. Like, this is what are we doing? Like, how is this going to help anything? So have you been seeing all this shit, Blerd Vision?
I have, man, and I think we need the one thing that I do hate, like it's like one word, hate about the Republican Party is that they get the fucking operatives, they get the talking points, and they don't divert from that shit. No. That's the leader. We follow that motherfucker, and that's it. Right? With us, it's always like, well, I like Kamala what she does over here, but I didn't like her record over here. I don't like how I don't like how Booker went to Stanford instead of he's from Newark. And it's like, who fucking cares? Let's get this orange motherfucker out of the White House. Like, can we not just unite for one motherfucking second? Like, seriously.
And here's the thing. All that is fine. It's okay to, especially in the Democratic primary, to talk about the strengths and weaknesses of candidates and call them out on their record. But here's the biggest difference. One, people just be making shit up, and especially when it's minority, and even more when it's women. I found women candidates. People just hate them for no reason. They're just like, Amy Klobuchar is mean. Like,
Right.
what?
She gets shit done,
like,
yo.
what? She's mean, so that's why you can't vote for her. Like that shit is crazy. But even the bigger difference with that between Democrats and Republicans is in the primary last year, the Republicans shitted on each other. They were going back and forth like Rubio and Jeb Bush and Trump and Cruz. Trump's talking about Cruz's dad is fucking killed JFK. Like, they went after each other. But guess what happened? In that fucking election, the Republicans lined up and pulled that trigger for Trump. All of them. All of them fell in line. They weren't like the Bernie bros who were like, I can't bring myself to vote for Hillary Clinton. Or like the two woke black folks who were like, Hillary Clinton said super predators. I can't vote for her.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then what happens? And then you get this dude elected, right? And we're repeating the same shit all over again, and it's fucking frustrating.
It really looks like. I mean, it's so. At some point, we have to stop being so principled on the little shit and just say, look, we have to come together on. Look, we can work together on the extra shit, but look, we got to get somebody in there. Now we can break each other down in the primaries and see who's the best candidate. But once that shit happens, get in line. Don't be like, well, my person didn't get there, so I can't do. No, you got to get this shit and get it right. You know what I mean? And they do that. So
we'll see. I mean, it's still early, but when we starting this early, like the primary's not for a year out. There's like the first primary is a year from now. Like, we got so much time, and I'm just thinking, it's so much time. Also, I will say this: Cory Booker, that dude is a try-hard all-star. Like, that man, he tries so hard, so hard. I'm just like, man, just be cool, Corey. Just be cool.
Right.
He is dating Rosario Dawson though, so there's that.
Oh, there is that.
If he can pull, that's what I say. If he can pull that, he can run the country, bro.
Yeah. So there's.
You feel me?
But she was also like Chief Bernie.
You right.
Last time,
So they probably just in the past and they just got together.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on. Coffee, go somewhere. All right, let's get into these news stories. Mike, I saved this story just for you. The best. Oh no, not this story. I'll skip around a little bit. So the 50 most anticipated games of 2019. I'm not going to go through all of them because I'm not wasting that kind of time. But Mike, are you excited for Anthem?
Yeah.
What?
Some people that I was talking to said that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I said, yeah, I got the demo. And I know I was talking to some people from work and friends who played it, and they said they were having a bunch of problems with it, like running wise. I didn't have any problems with it, and it feels a little close. I mean, we'll see how it is when it comes out. But like the gameplay itself is fun. I don't like sometimes I don't want to play with other people. It's too much pressure.
Oh my god, that's the best part about it.
Yeah, I like the option of multiplayer, but
you're going in and out, Mike.
I'm forced to play with other people if I don't want to.
Blerd Vision, are you a gamer?
I am a gamer.
Are you excited about Anthem?
I do like that old school, like that Contra, play with somebody else. And now that we can, kind of have a campaign that we all do together type of shit. But again, like sometimes I do want to just sit and play a game and get like a part of that done and taken care of. And so, yeah, I mean, going in and out, having a single player, I don't know if they're going to have a single player, but I do like the multiplayer when you get like 2, 3, 4 homies and go whoop some people's asses,
Okay. What about Far Cry New Dawn? Anybody? Mike, Blerd Vision?
It looked cool. I mean, I saw a little preview. It looked cool.
I never got into the other Far Cries, but I heard they're great.
Three, that was my favorite one. I played 4, and 4 was just like it was just the same thing as 3.
Damn, Mike.
Less interesting story.
Why are you going in and out? Are you talking into the mic?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going. What about Gears 5?
Well, I think. Hold on.
I don't got an Xbox, so I'm
Oh, you a PS4 dude? I gotta get your PSN.
PS4. Yeah, man.
Are you on Red Dead?
I haven't been able to get into it. I'm still stuck on fucking Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yes,
I love that game.
I'm still on that.
Love that game.
So I'm doing all the little things. You know what I'm saying right now. So
okay,
I'm in the middle of that game right now. I haven't finished it yet.
I'm gonna need you or Mike to explain this to me because
What's up?
What the fuck is Kingdom Hearts?
No, that's the Disney shit, yo.
I know what it is, but what is it?
It's like all of Disney's like universes, just put into this big world. It's kinda, I mean, there's a lot.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy and Disney stuff put together. It's kind of how I look at it.
So have y'all played
It's
the
very
previous
popular.
ones? I know, that's what I've said. I've seen that it's super popular. Holy shit. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is coming back out?
You didn't see the trailer for that? It was on the list.
I know. I didn't read the whole list.
You know what is on there that I'm... Oh, well, I guess you want to talk about
No,
this
go.
first,
Keep going, Mike. You can jump in. It's your show.
There's a game on there, on that list that I had saw a trailer for, I think like 2 years ago, or at least it felt that way, and it looked really good. It's called Days Gone. Has anyone heard of that yet?
Ah, man, that shit looks tight. The zombie game.
Yeah, it looks so good. Like, the mechanics look really good. You guys got to watch the E3 demo from either 1 or 2 years ago. It looked very good. It's like, the mechanics are good. The zombies look like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like, this is like, everything was interactable. It was cool.
Right. Okay. And what I like about, like, that's like one of the ones that I'm actually looking forward to, and it's coming out in April. But it's one of those things where like every little thing that you do kind of changes all of the storyline. Like one of the demos that they have, and you can find it on there, is one of the demos is like you drive down this, you're on a motorcycle and you run out of gas on one of them. On the next one, there's some people out there that have set up a trap for you. You have to go down this way or go down this way. So it's like it's always evolving from what you do and the things that you save and the things that you are able to like repair on the motorcycle and things like that. It's pretty. That's one of the ones that I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed was not on the list is The Last of Us 2.
Right.
That comes out this year?
I'm pretty sure. There's no way it doesn't come out until 2020.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting
it. It was out at... Yeah, well, did you play the first one all the way through?
Yes.
That game is my favorite game of all time, and I love
Assassin's Creed.
I loved Assassin's Creed before that because of the rich storytelling. That game, one game, was the best game I've ever played. I think I have not had more. I don't think I've replayed a game more times than I've replayed that one, and I don't think I've just like every part of that game was good. The soundtrack, the voice act, even the little things that I normally wouldn't care that much about, like voice acting, I can usually look past if it's not great. Mm-hmm. It's a video game. It's great. The music is great. The story is great. It's fun to play. And how's the second one not on there?
Right. I don't know when it's supposed to be coming out, but yeah, I mean, the first one, I did have to play that 2, 3, 4 times because it just like, the different. I mean, because we all know the zombie genre, but the way that they changed it, the way that that you interacted with another person, and just the heart that came into it. I got it choked up on that first one a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie. So
that game was gold. I mean,
yeah,
you try to find a game or a movie even that like will kill kids, and pull it off in a way that doesn't like make you feel weird.
Bro, I was a new dad at that time too. So like at the starting of that game, when that shit went down, I was like, "What the? Oh my goodness!"
Yeah, Sam's was worse though because he was with you for a long time,
right?
And he was all afraid, and he was like, I mean, I don't know that. I mean, they're just. I don't know how they pull that stuff. And what was even cooler was that like the people were the bad guys in that game, not even the zombies. The zombies they were predictable. You knew what they were gonna do, and you knew what they were about. But the people. The portion that takes place in Pittsburgh, which, by the way, they got that 100% right. It's exactly what Pittsburgh looks like because I'm from there.
Nice.
Those people were terrible, and it's like this is exactly what would happen, I think, in a world like this. And it wouldn't be the zombies that you'd have to be really afraid of; it'd be the other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Mortal Kombat 11? Are y'all in for that?
They didn't put Shaggy in it, so I don't know.
They still might. Hey, he said he was about it. Ed Boon. I follow him on Twitter. He was posting a lot of stuff about it. I could see it happening.
That seems. I enjoy Mortal Kombat 10 story. So I might give it a chance. Did y'all see the Star Wars game? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
I haven't seen anything on it.
I saw that.
I saw. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Is that EA?
That is EA. Respawn. Yeah. No, Respawn is best known for the tightly designed Titanfall shooters. The Electronic Arts owned studio is also working on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It will focus on events that take place just after the third episode in the Star Wars saga, Revenge of the Sith, when the Jedi are being hunted. I've always wanted to see something right after that, apart from the basic announcements. Yeah.
Oh, it's right after. I don't know if that would count. There's a it depends on when they start. Because it would kind of overlap with episode 3, but I didn't actually read this book, but I read like the synopsis about it. They made a book about Ahsoka from the Clone Wars. Devin knows what Ahsoka is. I don't know. Have you seen Clone Wars? Brandon, I don't know if you ever watched it, but
no.
Anyone else?
So they have I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, Blerd Vision. Yeah, so they did a book, and I read the the shorter version of the book. And apparently when and I would love to see this in the game. Apparently when Order 66 was happening at the very beginning of before Order 66, Ahsoka reaches out to Anakin again, and she's like, "Hey, I found Darth Maul," which if you watch Clone Wars, you know he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I need help. And Anakin and Obi-Wan were gonna go help her, like take him down for good, until the Chancellor got kidnapped, and she had to go alone. And Rex went with her, and the mission went all the way up to Order 66. When she was fighting Maul, all the troopers except for Rex turned on her, and all Maul, Ahsoka, and Rex got away. I would love to see that in the like some of that stuff. I don't know when they would start it though, but I remember seeing like they should have included that in some. They have so much content that would be awesome on the screen, animated or live action, and they don't.
Michael, you watching the other show that comes on Disney XD?
I haven't watched it yet. Have you?
Was the Resistance or something like that? Yeah,
I heard Resistance was good.
Is that the newer one that just came out?
Yeah, it came out this year.
Yeah.
Reese said it was good.
I loved Rebels. Rebels was great. I don't
Rebels. I liked Rebels. Yeah.
You're not gonna top Rebels in my book.
Nah, you can't top it. They should finish it though.
Were there any other games you were looking forward to, Blerd Vision?
Not really. No, I mean, because I got so many. I wake up at like 5 a.m. on a Saturday just to play because I got kids and shit. So I got, you know what I mean. I gotta get in there. But you know, and there's not many more. I mean, I do look at lists like this to remind me of, you know, what games is coming out and shit. So, you know, I got some things that are in the works. I mean, but that Days Gone is the newest, or the one that I want to get on. I do want to get on the Red Dead though, like I said before. But that's so much. Just to know that it's going to be like 70 hours is kind of like, you know.
Look, I still haven't beat Spider-Man yet.
See that, and I got Spider-Man. See, I got Spider-Man. I got Detroit Become Human.
Mike, did you play that yet? Since I got it for you.
Yeah, I did start playing it, but I haven't finished it yet.
Do you like it?
I do like it. I'm very meticulous with the games. I like to finish I like to complete side missions and stuff. So it takes me a long time to get through some stuff.
I gotta get it all in. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, so it's hard. So I got to get in there.
All right.
What about this Monster Hunter? Anybody played that? I heard it's really good, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that game came out. It was really, really good. Everyone says it's really, really good, so I'll get it at some point. But it was up for Game of the Year at the awards, so apparently it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot of games on this list I haven't even heard of.
Yeah, that's good. I heard. No, look. Yeah. I started playing some indie games, and listen, those games are so underrated. They're so much fun, like these indie games, and they're usually quicker. Some of them you got to put a lot of hours in, but they're usually quicker. But like, you could tell the developers really care about those games, and they're not just put out for cash cows. So I really enjoy some of those smaller studio games. Polygon put out a list of the best comics so far in 2019. So have you guys read Mr. Miracle?
By Tom King?
Yes.
I did read the first few. I'm a little behind.
I read like the first 4 or 5 issues, and it's fucking fantastic.
I'll read anything by Tom King.
Yeah, I love Tom King. It's a 12-issue miniseries. Basically, it begins with Mr. Miracle surviving a suicide attempt and goes many places from there. War, sex, show business, renovating your condo, governing a planet. A baby's first birthday party is planned. A guy's tears out his own eye. So yeah, you know, Tom King tells these really in-depth stories. But what I really look for this list are like books that I'm not like reading, or that I haven't read. So the other one on here was A New World. I haven't heard of that before seeing this list. If a dystopian state where police brutality is manufactured into must-see reality TV can be as colorful as the New World, well, reality has a lot of catching up to do. Stella Maris and Kirby Mizaski are an unlikely Romeo and Juliet. She's the hard party and drug-swilling, televised, state-sanctioned bounty hunter in the post-nuclear war New California. He's the straight-edge, gluten-free, militant atheist, revolutionary who wants to tear her grandfather's police state to the ground, but their romance will be just as destabilizing to the society around them. That fucking sounds interesting as shit. So,
right.
I may be picking that up tonight because that sounds fucking cool as shit. I wonder how many issues it is. Let me see. The New World comic.
I just can't wait till I can watch TV and just hang out and shit and not have to, get up
so early.
Yeah, get up and get on a shuttle at fucking 4:15 in the morning.
So the first trade paperback came out this month. So it looks like there's 6 issues in probably. So, it's a black woman too. I'm checking that out.
Gotta do that. Let us know.
All right. Boondocks is coming back to the comic strips, and their targets are going to be Trump and R. Kelly, which makes sense.
And Michael Jackson.
Oh, and Michael Jackson.
Because he was like, oh no, I got to turn that R. Kelly off. He said, I'm gonna put something more wholesome on, and then he put on Michael Jackson, and they were like, oh man.
So it's good to see the Boondocks back in this time. They talked about R. Kelly when it happened, which is interesting when you go back and watch those episodes.
They did. That show was real. I liked the show. I thought it was actually poignant, more poignant than a lot of people thought it was. Just talking about the culture in different things. And I really do think that right now in the political climate that we are in, I think having Huey and the grandpa and Roof, you know what I mean?
Riley,
we have just Riley and all of them. It's just that I think, because right now you can see there's going to be a lot of Uncle Ruckuses out there. You know what I mean? So
yes.
I just think that right now he needs to drop something. Come on, Cartoon Network, give him like a 6 episode.
I mean, Adult Swim is Adult Swim, so they don't really give a fuck, honestly.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think it'll be more modern if it came out today. So it'll fit in with our sensitivities today, but still be funny as shit.
Right.
Marvel may be headed west. So, according to a rumor by the Beats, Heidi McDonald, Marvel could be considering moving its Midtown Manhattan offices to the West Coast, where it would be closer to Marvel Studios, Marvel's film division, and Disney, its parent company. So DC did this a couple years ago. So if you were reading comics back then, if you remember the event Convergence, they basically created Convergence to hold all the comic books production while they could move their offices from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so that's what Convergence was. So comic speaking, if this happens, you'll probably get a really big event, which will limit the amount of books that are out. And that's kind of how you'll know they'll be moving to the other side. But also, listen, if they move to the West Coast, I am trying to get a job there. I'm just saying that right now.
Right.
Yes, please come out here.
I mean, in the general store and shit,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the Disney, isn't the, that's the Star Wars thing. Doesn't that open soon in Disneyland?
It does. In September, I think.
Oh, yeah, the Star Wars park. So, yeah, Mike, you'll come out here for that.
100%.
Yes. All right. Sad news, Activision's planning massive layoffs. is reportedly planning on announcing job cuts that could number in the hundreds following slowing sales for the company responsible for such titles as Call of Duty and Overwatch. So apparently they're not doing as well now as they thought they would be, and they got to let some people go. And this is the sad thing about these tech companies, specifically in the gaming industry, is that this shit happens all the time in the gaming industry.
Right.
Like, all the time. Like, if you talk to people that live up there in Northern California and Silicon Valley, like, they'll be working on a project and then they'll just be done. Like, and they get, a lot of times they don't have any benefits. They get cut off. Sometimes they don't get, I remember it was, what was the company that I really liked? Telltale. Telltale just got fired, like, just closed their company up without telling a soul. And, like, the people couldn't get unemployment. They weren't trying to pay unemployment. Like, it just happened out of the fucking blue. So, like, this is sad, man, because the game industry, they got to self-regulate themselves so that this shit can stop happening and care more about the people working on these projects. A lot of these people work 60, 70-hour weeks. Like, they're working way past 40-hour weeks to put in work for these games. And just to be tossed aside like this is just really, really sad.
It's crazy because they are kind of like general contractors, and they work those. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like you want to like unionize, you want to tell them, look, we need to have some regulation, but then it's like you have to work those 70-hour work weeks, or they're gonna just let somebody else do that shit, and then you don't have a job. So it's like you're in this catch-22. But like Telltale, just up and out of the blue was like done. But on a side note, the last season of Walking Dead is going to come out, I think, in March.
Oh, yes. So. My girl Clem is back.
Clem.
Y'all don't know about this, Mike and Devin. Y'all got to get on the Walking Dead Telltale. It's just a fucking great. It's better than the show. At least better than the show now.
I heard.
Now.
Mike, Devin, are you excited about the Doom Patrol?
No.
The pilot is out. I kind of am, yeah.
Oh, my God. You're such a DC mark, Mike. Jeez. You're excited
the Doom
for this?
Patrol episode of Titans.
No.
It was the best episode.
I said it was the best episode of the Titans. I did not say I loved it. Those are not one and the same.
I mean, Cyborg looks like he got his costume at Party City, but other than that,
Cyborg looks like Halloween John Jones. That's what he looks like.
Did he just get an eye patch that had a light up eye, and then that was it, right?
Yeah. Have you seen the picture?
Pilot is out. Did you watch it yet?
Have you seen the picture of Cyborg?
Not seen the pilot. I have seen it. And he has the red.
Yeah, the red eye
jacket.
Yeah, the red Adidas jacket. All right, here's the thing. This could be fun because the Doom Patrol is kind of misfits, and it could be fun. But this is what I don't understand with Mike. How do you have any faith in DC for anything?
I was going to save this until the end, but I lost all my faith in DC when I saw an article that said, Warner Brothers, after the success of Aquaman, wants to make a movie about the trench. Then,
bro, I saw that too, and I was like, what?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking? Why?
What did I tell you, Mike?
Why would anyone want... I have to get this out. Why would anyone want that? I don't want that.
Mike, you weren't on the Aquaman review. But one of the things I said in the Aquaman review is that DC is going to learn all the wrong lessons from this film because that's what they always do. And of course that's what they want to do. Of course.
I don't want to see a movie about the trench. I don't have any desire to see a movie about the trench.
And you'll probably go see it.
I will not. Why would I go? What would you even look at? Why?
What is it about? Like, it's just those weird fish guys.
You know what happened, right? So a lot of people were like, the trench was one of the best scenes of Aquaman because it was really scary. And James Wan is a horror director. So some people were like, I'd like to see a little bit more of the trench scene in the film because that was kind of interesting. So Warner Brothers takes that and goes, oh, people want to see more of the trench? Why don't we make a whole film about the trench? And no one asked for that.
Man, they're so behind. They have The Flash. They have Cyborg, who they haven't touched since Justice League.
Cyborg's not getting a movie. Come on, Mike. Come on.
No.
Flash, they're still saying Flash. They got Dwayne Johnson on waiting for his movie.
Hold on.
Even though he's not in Shazam.
Dwayne Johnson was cast as Black Adam before Man of Steel. He was cast before Ben Affleck, all of them, Gal Gadot. He's one of the first people cast in this DCEU. He probably hasn't even been measured for his tights.
Bro, he going to be like 45, 30 years down the line from now. Mm-hmm. He's going to be too old to be.
No, I don't
Black
know.
Adam. By the time they get it in there,
Yeah, he's not. Apparently, he's not. He's got an executive producer credit in Shazam. I still don't think he's in that film.
Batman is out, and apparently they're going with someone. They got so much, and then they're worriing about the Trench movie.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Henry Cavill shot a scene for Shazam, but he's telling them that they can't show it unless he gets a new contract. Which I'm like, good for you, brother. Good for you.
Wait, who's?
Have you seen? Henry Cavill is telling DCWB that.
Yeah,
have you seen him?
Go ahead.
I was like, have you seen him lately for his
you see how jacked
The Witcher?
up he is?
Bruh. He is looking ripped. Better than he was as Superman.
Way better. That dude is huge.
That's that fucking Mission Impossible money, yo.
That Witcher money, man. The Witcher's some big shit. So yeah, he's hold up. Professor X is going to be in season 3 of the Legion.
Apparently, yeah.
Oh.
That's why.
Looks
that's
like
why
I
I brought it up.
Oh,
I
nigga,
saw
I need
that
to watch.
article.
I need to
saw
watch
that
season
article
2
recently.
now. I need to finish that then. Oh,
But
sweet.
also, apparently, season 3 is
That's
going to be
his
the
daddy.
last season.
Yeah, we talked about that last week. It's going to be the last season.
That's his daddy, ain't it? Ain't that
You know
like
why?
his
You know
Yeah,
why
it's
it
his
is,
daddy.
though? You know why? Because no one can watch this show episode to episode. It's just too confusing. They have to wait.
It was kind of like Westworld. in that
Right.
sense.
Never watched the episode. I mean, never watched the
I do
entire
that
season.
shit too.
Yeah, I gotta finish watching season 2 of Westworld, but season 1 was my shit. The Flash, this Flash star could be leaving the show. So Carlos Valdez, who plays Cisco, is probably gonna be leaving the show at the end of the year, which is kind of sad because he's one of the most popular characters on the show. And but apparently they're gonna do a soft write-off so that they could possibly bring him back at some point if he wants to come back. But
Right.
I'm interested to see what they'll do with Cisco leaving the show. Who takes over that role? They're going to bring someone else to take over that role, or how they're going to do that?
Doesn't he design their uniforms or?
Yeah, he
shit
designs
like that?
their uniforms. He does all their shit. But it's similar to like on Supergirl. If you notice, like Wynn hasn't been on the show this season, and so they just kind of smoothly replaced Wynn with Brainiac. So I have a feeling that Brainiac 5. So I have a feeling they're going to do that somehow in the Flash. But good luck for him. And shout out to what's my man name? Jesse L. Martin for getting healthy. He should be back on the show, coming back on. So if you've been watching the Flash, he hasn't really been on there. He was going through some health issues. So in the beginning of the season, all the episodes he was sitting down. He was never standing up and stuff. So apparently he's doing much better now. He's going to get back to filming, which is good to hear. The Walking Dead is officially dead. Denai Guerrera is exiting The Walking Dead. So Rick's gone, Carl's gone, and now Michonne's gone. Who wants to watch this fucking show?
That's what I mean. And they even, who's the black character now?
Is homie still there?
Ezekiel? Ain't Ezekiel?
Is Ezekiel still
King?
there? King Ezekiel? I haven't watched this last season. Is he still
Other
there?
than that,
Is the preacher there?
Yeah,
I don't
that
think
blind
the
son
preacher
bitch.
still
I bet. I mean, he was there last time I seen it. That blind son bitch is still there.
But so Rosa now is pregnant with what's the name's baby, but then she was like before him, she started messing. You know what I mean? Before the preacher, she started messing with old boy, and now she's pregnant with old boy. So, but where is he at? Like, this is like some just new shit. Like, I don't know how though. She brought so much to the show. She's integral to the show where, her toughness and her, and she's the only one that's really going to keep the whole Rick Grimes feel of the new world. You know what I'm saying? Because she bought into that shit because she loved him. But I think they're gonna do the way that you said, like you said for that, for the dude for Arrow, is like they're gonna kind of have her in and out, because she's becoming a star, and they're saying, all right, she's not really gone, but she has opportunities to go and do shit. So I mean,
she's gone. Rick's obviously gone. Carl's gone, and Maggie's gone.
right?
Like those are the four, and the 5 people I care about are those 4. Well, I guess in Daryl and Carol, but those are the 6. So 4 out of the 6 are gone. Like, what am I watching this for? Apparently, they're going to build the show around Daryl and Carol. Norma Reedus and Melissa McBride signed multiple-year deals. Looks like Norman Reedus, who also hosts and executive produced AMC's unscripted motorcycle series Ride with Norman, earns $350,000 per episode, on top of additional guarantees and advances in the deal that sources say could be worth anywhere from $50 to $90 million. McBride's deal will see the actor score an estimated $20 million over 3 years. So they're getting paid. So they're definitely going to build a show around Daryl and Carol. Yeah, nigga, I'm not watching that shit. I already tapped out after the fucking first Negan season, and I fucking love Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but I tapped out of that shit. So I'm definitely not watching it now. You're not getting me back.
Yeah. I mean, it was okay yesterday. The Whispers are kind of like a cool group to come out with, just because it's kind of a weird dynamic where you knew that there's the zombies and then there's the humans that you got to deal with. Now they're just intermeshed and you don't know who you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? So the Whispers yesterday was kind of a good twist on things. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how many central characters I'm gonna want to sit and watch any longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wicked gets a 2021 release date. Has any of you guys seen the play? Because I've seen the play.
I have.
I loved Wicked when I saw it on Broadway. And
yeah, it's yeah.
No, go ahead.
I hear people love that shit though. I always hear good shit about it.
What were you gonna say, Blerd Vision?
No, I said I liked it. I think that it would be it's gonna be something to see in the movies, just because you can see what they did on stage. Mm-hmm. But I'm a theater dude, so I mean, just the way they did certain things in that play was just I really liked it. I really did.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to get
Idina Menzel.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get some people that can sing. Like you can't go Bohemian Rhapsody in this film and
right.
lip sync throughout the whole film. You're gonna have to get some people who can sing, because when you see that shit in person, listen, they be singing, singing, and it's good. So. Mike, do you watch plays, musicals?
Sometimes, yeah, not often, but I get some.
I'm a huge Wizard of Oz nerd, so anything with Wizard of Oz, I'm watching.
You like the Wiz?
Of course, I love the Wiz.
I mean, who don't love the Wiz?
I'm just saying. I mean, say he specifically said Wizard of Oz, so
I meant anything around that universe.
Yo,
in that whole shit. Okay,
yes. You gotta watch the Wizard of Oz like on loop and then catch all the funny shit. Like when my man jump out that window, when that lion jump out that window and he gather his feet, yo. Oh my God, yo, I lose that shit. And then when that monkey, when the monkey drop out of the sky, yo, that shit is hilarious when they're in the woods.
Yeah.
That shit is
crazy. Watching that shit remastered in HD is funny as shit.
Good. It's funny shit.
After Avengers Infinity War clocked in at 156 minutes, directors Joe and Anthony Russo repeatedly asserted that Endgame could be 180 minutes, meaning the 3-hour-long movie could be the longest U.S. superhero film ever created. Okay, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got plenty of shit to tell. We got
Thank
right.
you.
That's why they give refills on that large ass popcorn, because I'm gonna go get a refill and be right back.
You gotta tag somebody out. You gotta send the person that's least interested in this movie to go get the popcorn refill.
Right, and that's why you got kids. But you just be like, "Hey, take your sister, go get this popcorn. I'll be right here. I'll tell you what you missed."
So I saw on Twitter, DC stands were like, "But y'all complained about BVS being 3 hours. Why are you not complaining about this?"
Because it was garbage.
And I'm like, "Did you watch BVS?" Then there's your answer.
Right, 3 hours of bullshit. And look, like you guys said last week, I mean, they could have literally just said for Endgame, they could have had black posters that just had the symbol and said the next one, like it's coming. Mm-hmm. That's it. They didn't even have to have a trailer. They didn't have to say nothing. They could have told me there's gonna be 4 hours. You got to come back, later on and shit. I don't care, because it's gonna be amazing.
Don't care.
I promise you.
In a recent interview, the Russos confirmed that the film is still on track to be 3 hours, which they feel is necessary to contain the massive cast and story. I think the studio's down with whatever the best story is, Joe Russo told Collider. Right now, we think the movie's playing well, and we've had great response from our test audiences. And we're feeling very good about where it is. By the way, now that I'm on the West Coast, I need to get up on these test audiences.
Test audience, yeah.
Right. He confirmed with his brother Anthony not in agreement that they are still working on it and reminded everyone that the movie is a culmination of 22 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. When asked about the possibility of an intermission to help audience handle such a long film, Joe Russo confirmed they've joked about it in the production room. At this time, though, there aren't plans for one. We've screened the movie 4 times for audiences now, Anthony Russo said. For the first 3 screenings, not a single person got up to go to the bathroom. Yeah, nigga, what? I'm not leaving.
No. Diapers.
So, yeah.
I wasn't ready.
3 hours? Yeah, I don't care. I'm there for it. I'll be there day one. Hopefully before then. Hopefully.
Right.
The New Mutants. What's going on with this Fox superhero horror movie? Why are people still asking
Come
about
on,
this?
man.
Who thinks this film's coming out?
Does it need to come out?
No.
I mean, yo, the Dark Phoenix right around the corner. What y'all talking about?
Look, you just need to catch this L. Just take that loss. Just pay them, take the loss. I'm interested in seeing Dark Phoenix because it's going to be super bad, and I'm here for it being really bad. But this,
I mean,
yeah,
the New Mutants. I think they should just drop that shit on Hulu. As like a special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tighten that
just
shit
call
up.
it a day.
Tighten that shit up and let Disney reboot their whole shit.
Right.
But yeah, I don't need to see this shit at all. I'm good. Especially after that trailer.
Right, and that's what Fox gets for just like, oh shit, we're about to merger. Let's go make these movies real fast.
Apparently, Birds of Prey is happening. They're out here filming. And what I will say about this is, I think that this could be a good film. And the reason why I think it could be a good film is because I don't think it has anything to do with all the other films. And I think if they tell a story, their own story, that they can tell a good story.
Right.
And they just tell individual stories, and you can tell good stories. Also, when you see the set photos of Harley Quinn, it's amazing what like the male gaze does to women, like how they're just portrayed by. You can tell the difference between a film directed by a woman and a film directed by, or that's run by Zack Snyder, his Murderverse, because like if you remember the first outfits of the Amazons. And what they looked like originally, and then what they looked like in Wonder Woman, like they were night and day. And if you saw what Harley Quinn looked like in Suicide Squad, and then you see the pictures coming from Harley Quinn set photos on Birds of Prey, there's clearly a difference between the male gaze and how women want to be portrayed on film. And it doesn't make her any less sexual Harley Quinn, but she doesn't look like she did in Suicide Squad,
Right.
So, Blerd Vision, are you excited about any of these films that DC is actually making? So right now, what we know is confirmed is Shazam, which will be out next month, in 2 months. Wonder Woman 84 is coming out. The Joker movie's coming out. And this movie's coming out. And those are the only ones that we know for sure. So out of those 4, are you excited about any of them?
Shazam, I'm kind of cool. It looks like it could do something. It's a different type of story, and maybe them going funny might be something that they could do. 84, I just don't know how they're gonna do the whole dude is dead thing, and I guess we're gonna have to figure that out. But I do like
Chris Pine's supposed to be back, right?
Yeah, there's already been set. Yeah, so I don't know how they do that, but I grew up in the '80s, so I mean I'm cool with that. And what was the third one? Because I don't really remember. And
the
we
Joker
don't have to bring it up. So
yes,
I'm not there for that one. So what was the fourth one? And then
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey. I'm actually good. I'm actually looking forward to that. I mean, I know Journey's going to be in it. I like her. I like Harley Quinn. The what's her name? That Robbie. Yeah, I like her. I don't know how they're gonna put all that together, or if she's gonna be like hot off of the Suicide Squad and then she just goes over and does this. But how they put that together is kind of intriguing. So we could,
Here's what I don't understand. Why didn't they just do Gotham City Sirens? and then do a Birds of Prey movie. Like Birds of Prey is not Harley Quinn. They could have done They could have done Batgirl, Huntress, and Huntress or Oracle or somebody like that. And they could have done Poison Ivy and Black Canary. I'm sorry.
Say whatever her name
They could have done, and then they could have done Gotham City Sirens with Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman. Like, why do you need to mix these up? I don't understand why you need to mix these up. But Journey looks good as Black Canary. I've seen the set photos. She looks good as Black Canary. That should be interesting. And then I just saw some set photos from Huntress.
They had a trailer, didn't they?
But the trailer was just like Harley Quinn twirling around and stuff. And she looked dope. I mean, Margot was good. She was the best part of Suicide Squad to me. So I'm there for Margot. So we'll see. But DC is DC. And
Brandon, you gonna do a Lego 2 review?
Yeah, I'm gonna see Lego 2 this week. Did y'all watch that Shaft trailer?
You damn right I watched it. God damn it, I was excited.
So this one was just for you, Devin. What'd you think about that?
You're goddamn right. I need this shit to happen for me. And then this nigga Samuel L. Jackson need to get out this time machine, or at least tell niggas how to get in the time machine.
How to get in? Yes.
Yeah. Cause that shit is remarkable.
Cause he looked old as shit on Glass, and then I was like, okay, maybe a little crack here and there. But then I saw the Shaft trailer, and I was like, wait a second, did they do this shit a while ago?
and that's what it seemed like. And my man had that purple jacket on. Man, I swear.
They got Richard Roundtree as OG.
They got him in there. They got
Sam Jackson as Shaft 2. And Jesse T. Usher is John Shaft Jr. And then they also got Regina Hall in this film, Alexandria Ships in this film, and Method Man's in this film.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I'm here for it, yo. I'm
Roundtree looks good too.
Yeah, Roundtree looks good. He looks kind of like Garrett Morris a little bit.
A little bit.
But yeah. I am here for this.
Hey, check this out. So I had hit Stephanie up. I text her or whatever, and I sent her a picture of fucking Ernie Hudson. That motherfucker is 78 years old.
Wow.
And doing fucking Safe Light commercials and shit. I was like, motherfucker, get out of here. Like, this nigga is born in the 40s, yo. Get out of here. It still look like he could get carry a proton pack, yo. Right now.
Mike, do you know who Shaft is?
Nope.
Oh.
Mike, do you know what a 10-minute song is?
Nope.
A 10-minute intro to a movie, Mike.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Oh.
By the way, there was a Shaft comic book a couple years ago, and it was fucking great. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, so I'll be there. This is one on the list, but did y'all see Will Smith as as the genie finally in Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have no problem with it. I'm not the type of dude that's like, oh my god, it's not my gene. I like that shit.
So people were saying, I didn't even think about that, yo. People was gonna come out their mouth with that shit, yo.
Right.
You talk about a cartoon in live action, you really gonna say that out your mouth, yo? Oh my god.
Disney has not really had a fail yet on these remakes. So like Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, Mary Poppins, they've all been like, yes.
Yo, Mary Poppins was low key really good.
Lion King looks amazing. Dumbo, that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be one.
I had mixed feelings when I saw the trailer, and I was just like, I don't. It looks too real.
I'm interested to see how the Dumbo one comes off. But Aladdin, I'll be there. I'll go see it. I'm going to see it. So we'll see.
I think with Dumbo they're gonna try to do kind of more like a Greatest Showman type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there's the villain, but there's there's that type of feel. Yeah.
Does anyone know who's voicing the parrot in this live action Aladdin movie?
Yeah,
it gotta be Gilbert. If it's not Gilbert, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, it's gotta be. You can't. That's one of those things you just.
No. It's John. Was it John Stewart or not John Stewart, but John Oliver?
I could be there for that.
No. I got them mixed up. John Oliver is the bird in Lion King.
Oh yes, I'm there for that. What's the parrot's name?
Iago. No, yeah, the parrot's Iago.
Yeah.
I'm looking at.
But he should definitely be Gilbert.
Yes, he should. You know, I mean, just all that.
Oh, Gilbert Godfrey.
Is he?
I don't see him listed on here.
No, huh?
Let me see. Aladdin.
Iago voice 2019. It don't say.
It don't say.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing it in this one.
He ain't talking.
It might be. They might have got Gilbert back. He not doing shit.
No. It says right here, no word yet on who will voice Iago Jafar's parrot. Original actor Gilbert Godfrey is reportedly not involved in the film.
Okay.
Have you seen the video where he narrates 50 Shades of Grey? Because
yes,
it is hilarious.
Why wouldn't it be?
It's so funny. If you haven't, you should play it right now over there on the episode because it is
I'm
so
not playing
funny.
that right now.
It's so funny.
But I imagine it's fucking funny.
I can't imitate him because no one can. I don't think.
Right.
But it is hilarious.
You ain't even Mike. You young. Like
How
you
do
don't
you even know Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah.
You don't know none of these people from that time. How do you know him?
He's the parrot.
Did you watch?
That's
specifically. Oh yeah, you watched Disney movie. Did you watch Problem Child, Mike?
Nope.
Oh
Let's see what else he's in.
He wasn't born. He wasn't born.
His movies aren't even listed here. Oh wait.
So young.
No, I don't know any of these movies.
You don't even know what my man had his own show on USA, Up All Night.
USA.
Yeah, it was on the network USA. He was hosting these bad movies. It was called Up All Night.
I've never seen any of these movies that Gilbert Godfrey's been in. Oh, Sharknado 5.
He actually has a podcast too. So
Get the fuck out of here. He has a podcast?
In all its glory. It's called Gilbert Godfrey's Amazing Colossal Podcast.
I'm going to have to check that out.
I'm going to at least one
I really want you to play that video over on this episode right now. Just to see what your reaction is.
Apparently, he was in The Marvelous Miss Maisel, which I heard was great, as a strip club MC. That sounds fucking awesome.
Hilarious.
That sounds hilarious.
I'm going to do all the hard work for you and just send you the link right now on the chat.
Mike, Mike,
people need to hear this.
Mike, do you have any news that wasn't on the list?
Aside from there was something else. I had the Trench movie, which I'm upset about. I don't think I had anything else other than that. It was really bothering me.
Okay.
But now I have this that I'm sending you right now.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna watch it till after the show.
Hold on. Just hold on. It's coming right now.
I'm not watching it till after the show.
No. You gotta play it over the thing. All right, there you go.
Your peer reaction.
Just click that right there.
Right, it doesn't work like
click
that.
Click that right there, like right there.
How long is this?
You only need to play a few seconds of it. Trust me.
All right, let me see this.
Shit.
Bring it into the world.
All right, I'll do this just for you, Mike. Let me see.
Yes.
Oh,
Devin, have you heard? Has anyone else heard this?
No, but I mean,
I'm just hearing his voice in my head. That's
it. Doesn't matter what he says. It's hilarious.
I thought Blerd Vision said he heard it. All right, never mind. This is gonna be a treat for everybody.
Here we go.
All right, everybody, pay very close attention.
Audible.com presents 50 Shades of Grey, the erotic best-selling novel read by Gilbert Gottfried.
My inner goddess has stopped dancing and is staring too, open-mouthed and drooling slightly.
Hear it the way it was meant to be heard.
Keep still, he orders, and slowly he inserts his thumb inside me, rotating it around and around, stroking the front wall of my vagina. No fisting, you say. Anything else you object to? I agree to the fisting, but I'd really like to claim your ass.
Famed voice actor Gilbert Gottfried gives a reading that can only be described as sensual.
Holy fuck, is this wrong? But holy hell, is it erotic?
Let Christian Grey seduce you over and over again through the voice of Gilbert Gottfried.
That was worth.
When he hits my clitoris, I cry out loudly, Oh, please, I groan. Quiet, he orders, not taking his eyes off mine. He scrunches my panties in his hand, holds them up to his nose, and inhales deeply. His hands reach around and touch my breasts, and my nipples pucker.
See, you can't stop listening. I told you.
It's true.
That is so absurd.
I told you.
On
That's
that
the whole
note,
thing. You make it through the
before we
whole
get
thing.
out of here, Blerd Vision, can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media and what you got coming up on BlerdComixed this week and where they can find the show and all that good stuff?
Yeah, man. BlerdComixed. You can find us on all the podcast channels and such. Right now, and you were gonna say earlier, you know, when you brought up Twitter, I'm actually suspended right now on Twitter.
What the hell did you do?
You know, bruh, I didn't even know I was at that level yet. You feel me? So like, I'm feeling proud, but I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I don't know. I really don't know. And I've asked
Was it a
them. Like,
troll?
I think it was, bro. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I would have done because the last thing I said was some shit like, Pepsi, give me that damn jacket that Lil Jon has on in the Pepsi commercial. Like, that's it. It wasn't even. I mean, it wasn't even in that tone. You know what I mean? So, but it is Blerd_Vision on Twitter. When I come back, I might change it to, or if I don't get it back, I'll be making my new one. It's gonna be OG Blerd Vision because I was the original. So OG Blerd Vision on Twitters. So there it is.
All right, cool. So yeah, make sure you. I've said this before, but go subscribe to the BlerdComixed podcast. Charmaine and Blerd Vision are great. Definitely go listen to that shit. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. We're gonna have to have you back, you and Charmaine back together,
yes,
sometime soon. So that should be so much fun. And it's nice to know that she tries to get you into stuff like she does us. So
yeah,
she can't deny it now. We know her game.
Yeah.
But we will be back later this week with a couple more movie reviews with me and Rashani. Hopefully, Devin and Mike or somebody else will hop on those. We got our retro review later this month. Like we said earlier, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Can't believe we're doing that. Sometime this month, we're going to have Kevin and Tachi from the TV Channel podcast back on. Stephanie will be back on. We're supposed to be doing Black Lightning, but I've been avoiding talking about that show because the last few episodes made me mad. And then, like I said, when The Gifted is over, we're going to do a full thing on that. So we got a lot of stuff coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe to our show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, anywhere you get your podcasts at. Leave us a 5-star review. It helps us out a lot, and we will be back soon.